Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into it. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is having a wonderful week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It is St. Patrick's Day. I do have my green on. It's right over here. You can see it. It's my little Datasaurus Rex dinosaur here, so I don't get pinched. So I've got my green on, so I'm covered. I'm covered. So, how's everybody doing? This is week 11 of Workout Wednesday 2022, and this is my week. So this is a challenge that I came up with, and I really had a lot of fun coming up with it. So hopefully you all enjoy this challenge. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at what we're going to be looking at today. So, if we look at this, what we've got here is basically we're going to talk about navigating a hierarchy. So a hierarchy is cascading levels, cascading dimensions in your data set where there's a top level, a middle layer, and then a detail layer or a more granularity. And each one of those has a range of cardinality, right? You can have high cardinality in all three of them. It could be kind of stair-stepped, like the Superstore data set, where you have if you look at category, subcategory, and then depending on which version you're in, if you're in Tableau desktop version, then you've got the manufacturer group. But if you don't, and you download this off of data.world, then you have the product name. Either way, low cardinality in product, medium cardinality in subcategory, and then high cardinality in the product name. And each one of those is successive, right? It's kind of a one, there's one category. Each subcategory belongs to one. One subcategory belongs to one category. One product belongs to only one subcategory, and so on and so forth. So you may have a lot of data like this in your domain, whatever that may be. And so you can see here on the dashboard here, if we look at this, basically what we want to do is we want to be able to stair step through as it refreshes here. We want to be able to stair step through this. So I'm here and I'm saying, okay, this is cool. Let's drill into the technology category. So I click into the and that filters the data, filters the dashboard to my technology category. And now I'm only left with those subcategories for the technology area. And then we can go one step further, and from here you can see you can either drill back up, maybe say, okay, well, technology is not what I wanted, or I don't have anything I need to go investigate within technology. I just wanted to see kind of the trend. Now let's go back up. Let's go back up. So you can drill back up to show all categories, or you can drill further within a subcategory. And then once you're in here, you can filter the dashboard to a specific product, or you can go back up to subcategory, and then from here you can go back all the way up to category, right? So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to build today. And what you can see here, essentially here is, hello Rodrigo, good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for the recognition. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to go through here and talk about that. So that's what we're going to do. Let's do. There we go. All right. So let's jump into Tableau. I've already narrowed down my my data source to only the fields that we're going to be using. So we'll use that. So essentially, what this is. I said it in the requirements, is I used 4 sheets. And essentially what I did, high level, we'll get into the details, but high level, we're doing sheet swapping based on an action. And so generally, in the what we need to do is, the use case that came out of this is I want to step through a hierarchy in a dashboard, but I don't want to have each level showing, and I don't want to show, we know that if we drag out category to rows here, and you can step through here, right? You can step through the categories, you can step through the hierarchy, but I'm only interested in one of the levels. I don't. If I want to drill into furniture, I just want to see furniture. There's been lots of solutions around that, with set actions and doing stuff like that, but that also takes up a lot of space because you have to have essentially blank columns out here, so it starts to take up more real estate. So what I did is I came up with a solution that drills through each of those, and it basically does sheet swapping for that. And I real quickly, as we get started here, I apologize. It is springtime here in the Midwest, North America, and that means that seasonal allergy season has started. So I apologize. I will be wiping my nose because my nose is like a leaky sieve today. So apologize for that, but I'll do the best I can. So anyway, so what we're going to do here, very simply, we're just going to go create 3 sheets, one for each of our hierarchies. So we've got category here. We're going to duplicate this, and we'll do subcategory. Just like this. And the yeah, I know, sneeze, right? I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to sneeze. So, and then we'll duplicate this one more time to call this product. So, and then we'll do this to product. All right. There we go. All right, so now we've got that, and then we'll go ahead and create our, well, no, I didn't mean to do that, but we'll do our trend line, which is just at the show hidden fields. Didn't mean to unhide that, didn't mean to do that, but that's all right. So we'll bring this out onto columns. We'll do the truncated month. And we'll bring out sales. Show, there we go. All right. Okay, so now what we need to be able to do is we need to figure out a way to basically have all of these things. We need to have, essentially, what we need to do is figure out a way to create a process so that when category is showing, subcategory and product sheets are hiding. When we select a subcategory, we need category and product to hide, and when we select product, we need subcategory and category to hide. So the way that we're going to do that, the way that I did this, was by parameter actions. So I'm just going to go create, I'll call this pcat, do a string field, and then I'm just going to default this to just a space. And then I'm just going to duplicate this a few times. Why is that? Okay, so we'll go here. We'll go parameter. Oop. Create parameter. We'll call this p subcat as a string field. Space as our default. Create our third parameter, which is going to be p product. Again, a string field as an empty space. All right. So now what I need to do is basically create filters or calculations that will filter this down to there. So when do I want my okay. Create calculated field. There we go. All right. So when and only when do I want my category sheet to show? Only when my pcat equals space, right? And we'll call this our cat sheet filter. Drag this to rows, and we'll only show that when that's true. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is when do we show the subcategory? Well, we only show the subcategory whenever there is a category selected. So what I'm going to do is do a calculated field, and I'm going to call this subcat sheet filter. And that's just going to be where my pcat parameter equals a category dimension member. And right now that's going to come up false. I'm just going to write in true and add that. So now that's clear. And then I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna call this product sheet filter. And it's gonna be where P subcat equals a subcategory. And I'm gonna put that in as true. All right. Now it's time to start doing some parameter actions. So I'm going to do dashboard, worksheet, actions, action, change parameter, and I'm going to show this is going to be we'll call this my set category. So on the category sheet, actually what I'm going to do is only on the category. Category, target parameter is pcat. It's gonna source my category field that I selected. No aggregation. And whenever I clear the selection, we'll just leave it blank. Or oh, and I also need this. Oh no, that's right. Just on how are we doing? We're doing this by menu action, right? So what I did is a plus to drill in, right? So plus drill into subcategories within whatever category I'm hovering on. Click OK. Click OK. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit our tooltip. So, cool thing about this, I'm going to bring this over. Show tooltips responsive. That's only when it gets clicked on. But if I change this drop down to on hover, my menu actions will show up all the time. I won't have to click on them first. So now, whenever I hover on this, you can see drill in to subcategories within office supplies. Drill in to, there's that, yep. Furniture. There we go. And of course, Yeah. All right. So, and it looks like, I don't know, looks like my having some issues with the placement of my mouse today, which is really strange. But we'll work through it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hover on one of these on the office supplies, and I'm going to click this menu action. And what should happen if I set this up correctly, this sheet should go blank. Bingo. Excellent. And the reason it goes blank is because I said I want my category sheet. My category sheet filter says only show data where my my category parameter equals just an empty space. And since that isn't true right now, that's why it went away. And then my subcategory should be filtered to only those within right there, office supplies, right there. Now, let's do the same thing here. Worksheet, actions, change parameter, plus drill into products within subcategory. I'm on the all subcategory sheet. I select, I want it to update my P subcat parameter, and the source field is subcategory, no aggregation, keep the current value. Okay. And we need to update my tooltip to show on hover. And now whenever I do this, because I don't think I'd change it to a menu action. That's why. Yep. Menu action. There we go. All right. So now when I hover on it, we should see that. Come on. All right. What's happening here? Let's figure out. Oh, because it went back. That's why. Nope. Come on. Can I do it this way? There we go. On hover. There we go. All right. Now we can drill into supplies. Okay, there's that. Subcategory sheet equals true. Now this one should have gone blank. Why is that? Subcategory sheet filter. No, come on. Analysis, edit. There we go. That's weird. All right. So my subcat sheet filter. I need to edit this to say, what do we need it to say? So it equals a, where my pcat equals a, and I want it to show and p product equals space. Nope. Oh, not that one. That's right. I need it to be... See, I created this. I created this challenge and I'm still having trouble. So, I don't know what that says about me, but is not equal to space. Right? So, as soon as I select something on this sheet, I want it to go away. And that's still not working. Why is that? Let's see. Edit, subcategory, subcat sheet filter equals true, and p subcat equals that. Worksheet, actions. Subcategory there. Let's show. Okay. No. What is happening? I don't know why my cursor is not working. I'm going to have to... Oh, let's see. Come on. Is there any other way to show? Is there a keyboard shortcut to show? I don't know. See, I'm hovering on that. You can see my cursor, but I'm hovering on show parameter, but it's not. You know what I'm going to do here? What are we doing? This one. No, I don't need that one. All right. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm going to save this. Tell you what. I'm going to break some rules here. Since this is my challenge and I'm having some issues with it, I'm going to open the workbook that I created, and we're just going to reverse engineer it, okay? I apologize for the technical difficulties, but this is what you got to do, right? You just got to figure this out. So let's go here and we'll open this hierarchy drill. Let's open this. Let's bring it over, and then we'll just reverse engineer it. I apologize. We'll get this figured out here. Come on here. I've heard some rumblings on. I've seen some people posting on Twitter and around the around the data fam of a lot of bugs. The newest version being a little buggy. So hopefully they'll get that figured out. But okay, so I apologize for the apologies for the inconvenience, but we're just going to go ahead and reverse engineer this. So here's my sheet. Here's my category sheet. Here's my category sheet filter. If I look at my category sheet filter, edit. Yep, pcat equals space. That one works. And so whenever I select drill into a subcategory within technology, I get my subcategories. Let's see what this one looks like. Subcat sheet filter. Edit. Pcat equals category and subcategory equals space. That's right. So I wanted it. Yeah, that's what I had wrong in my build here. But so my pcat equals category and my subcategory equals space. So as soon as I click on something on my subcategory sheet, I have a parameter action that fills in my subcategory parameter with whatever I selected, and therefore this condition is no longer satisfied. So that's how it blanks out. So we'll do accessories. We'll drill into accessories. And then we'll take a look at my product sheet filter here, where this is just P category equals subcategory, right? And whenever it's a space, whenever my subcategory parameter equals a space, it does not equal any subcategories, therefore it's a blank sheet. And so that's how those three things are working. And you can see here I've just layered them horizontally within a container, and then I've hidden all the titles so that it actually collapses all the way down. So sometimes if you're doing sheet swapping and your containers, your sheets don't slim all the way down to one, there's two things that you have to have in order for sheet swapping to completely collapse the right way. One, you have to hide the title on the dashboard. That's number one. And two, you have to have a dimension on rows or columns. And so that can be done a number of ways. It can be done with any dimension, right? You can just put a dimension field, whatever you're showing on rows or columns, that will work. But if maybe sometimes it's a KPI and you're not using dimensions, if you just put placeholder text as a dimension, that will also work. So that's the two things you need to do in order to do sheet swapping. So the next thing that we need to figure out is how I got the if you look here, if we go back up to, you can see my trend line is also updating, right? So the way that I did that is I just created 3 Boolean calculations I just called them DB for dashboard filters, where category equals category either equals category, or my category equals space. I needed this so that I could get the total trend overall. So that's how that's working, right? And then in my dashboard, and then in my subcategory dashboard filter, not duplicate, I'm doing the exact same thing. My subcategory equals subcategory, or subcategory equals space. And basically what that does is, again, I get all subcategories, or I get the one that I selected. And then my product dashboard filter, as you can probably imagine, is the exact same thing. And then I'm just putting all those onto the dashboard filter and setting them all as true. So that's how I get that. The next thing that we need to figure out, you notice the other requirement that I had was creating the breadcrumb. So I have sales trend up here. Whenever I select something, sales trend for furniture. So, and then whenever you drill into furnishings, sales trends for furniture and furnishings, and then whenever you select a product, you get all the way back to there. All right. So the way that I did that, I just created a title, trend title. All right. And it's basically just a giant concatenation of 3 different if statements. If my parameter, my category parameter equals a space, then equals not equal to a space. Sorry, forgot the exclamation point. Not equal to space. So if it's different from a space, then do for space category, else empty text. The reason I did that, because if you do this, right, where you don't need to, this is where the idea of nulls come in. So watch what happens. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to reset my dashboard. Right? You see how it says sales trend null? Right? So the reason we did that, the reason that happens is because nulls are different than blanks. All right? Null is a concept, not a value. So that's why I needed to wrap this. That's why I needed to else this with blank text, as opposed to just doing null, because Tableau will just have null there, but if you actually want nothing, you need to put empty text in there. Okay? And now you can see it goes away. So, again, apologies for the technical difficulties. I wish I could have built that out for you, and so that we could have talked about that. But that's the way things go sometimes, I guess. Let's see. Any other... Let's take a look at these actions. Oh yes, let's take a look at the drilling up, right? So on the drill up, right? So when you're on the so let's go here. Let's drill into furniture, and you can see here I have a menu action that is drill up to show all categories. So let's take a look at what that action looks like. So whenever I'm on my subcategory and I need to drill up to show all subcategories, on my subcategory sheet, whenever I went on my subcategory sheet, when I select anything, I want to target the category parameter, and I want I want to fill my category parameter with whatever I have in what I'm calling my space field. So let's go take a look at that. So what I've got on each one of on the detail shelf of each one of these drill in sheets, I have just this space field, which is literally just a space, right? And so that's really the power of parameter actions, is you can fill in a parameter with anything you want as long as it's a calculated field or a dimension field. So that's how that drill up is working. Is whenever I want to drill up, I'm just replacing that whatever I'm asking for. So I have two drill ups, right? So I've got drill down, drill up, right? So drill up to show categories, or drill up to show subcategories. So again, on my product, I'm drilling up, so I want to fill in my subcategory with a space field, or with the space, and that's what sends everything back, right? So if we go here, right? So if we go all the way down, we'll drill up, and now, again, thinking about the way that we set up our parameters actions in our calculated fields, whenever I click on this, it's going to insert a space into my subcategory parameter. And remember, the way that I set up the calculation is I only want my subcategory field, or my subcategory sheet, to display whenever my subcategory parameter equals space. And that's how I'm able to do that. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you learned a few things, and this was a really fun challenge for me to think through. This was an actual work case, use case at work that I had to kind of maneuver and figure out, because we have a dashboard where we have multiple layers of a hierarchy. We're only interested in one level of a hierarchy at a time, but we don't want to show all levels all the time. We only want to show them at specific times. So by using these parameter actions, you can save a lot of space in your dashboard, right? So this, what used to be before parameter actions, there was really the only way to do that was to either do the classic drill through, use the set action way, which involves empty placeholder columns on a single sheet, or you have three separate sheets showing all the time that whenever you click on one, it filters the others. So each to his own, but this is a really nice way to kind of conserve as much dashboard real estate as possible. So this was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Yeah, so this was good. We will see you next week for another Workout Wednesday live walkthrough. And yeah, so with that, let's see. With that, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for the like and the share. Give me a follow. And again, every single Thursday, 12:15, without fail, this is where I'll be. So follow along and learn a few things and go forth and viz. Thanks so much. See you next time.